Hello, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Today is another Deviant. Dreadqueen Rathian. I'm assuming it will have, based on the picture, probably more dangerous poison and big wings. I don't know. I'm uncertain as to how interesting I should expect it to be. Because, I don't know. It could be interesting, but I'm kind of expecting it to mostly just... Actually, I should have antidote, right? Yes. I'm expecting it to mostly just be same old, but stronger. There's potential for more. There always is potential for it to be more interesting than that, but I'm doubtful that it's actually going to take advantage of the design potential of different wings. Like, I'm mostly expecting it to be a Rathian. But I'll see. Going in with lower expectations, but completely willing for it to be a fun monster. I also have no idea where it could possibly start. Like, it feels like it could be in any of these locations, but I feel less, like it's less likely to be in the cold. Because I should be looking for powder bones. Less likely to be in the cold because that's just different. It's not a cold or a cave monster. Okay, yeah, so it has a similar wing situation to Rathalos, which presumably means that it's immune to flash bombs until I break its wings. I'm kind of hoping it's better than Apex, or whatever, Alpha Rathian, whatever it was in... Oh, it's very similar to the Apex or Alpha or whatever it was called in Rise, where it does like breakdancing poison attacks, where it rotates kind of off kilter. I hope it doesn't leave spikes of poison in the ground, because that was what I disliked the most, because it restricts movement in a not particularly interesting way. But yeah, that Apex Rathian, or what, really can't remember what it's called, does that, if I remember correctly. Unless that was some other Rathian variant. Oh, it does! It really is just Apex Rathian, isn't it? What? Yeah, it's super poison. Oh, and there goes the health I could regen. Oh, this is not going to be fun. At least, if it is just Apex Rathian, or Apex Rathian is just Deviant Rathian, basically. Or Dreadqueen Rathian. Like, I'll at least respect the design. It is different enough from normal because of the spikes. Like, they change stuff up a whole lot more than the various changes for Dread King Rathalos. What was it doing there? Like, I hate it. I don't enjoy it as a fight. The Apex version, but I at least do respect the design, because it plays differently, and that's important. Like, if it doesn't play any differently, then what's the point? Which I think that is actually the... Because I've been annoyed by most of the Deviants being kind of boring. I think... Come on. I think that's exactly what it is. It's they have to play differently. Where Arzuros just played like an Arzuros. Dreadqueen Rathian plays like a Rathalos. The Lagombi plays slightly differently. Though the main reason that that one plays differently is Lagombi's super simple to begin with. And adding one or two things to worry about instantly makes it play differently because it's not a trivial monster. Where Arzuros, it hit harder, but it was still the same, like, avoidance. What hit me there? I really don't understand what hit me. It was probably a tail sweep like that. And it was a short-term poison. Yeah, I barely got hit. But the Arzuros just plays like Arzuros. The Stoneclaw Hermitor plays different. It has slight differences from normal Hermitor because its right claw behaves differently. It's bigger. Unless that was just coincidental that it was bigger, but... Oh, that was buggy looking. It makes sense, but that was very buggy looking. It was not a good animation from flying to ascending. But this I like. It's not like crazy different, but you have to like, as much as I hate lingering fields, and Dreadqueen Rathian has a lingering explosive, but it's a different, that one has a different feel to it. Because Dreadking's is get out of the area, it's gonna explode. Whereas these are, you can get close by, but you risk getting poisoned. Which is, that was weird. Because that didn't look like it was an attack. I think it was, but it was just weird. Oh, but yeah, the poison didn't last long either, so it was not a normal attack. But yeah, like those you can fight nearby without worrying. You can't fight within the AoE, but... Okay, I can't do anything here. But like, it's... I would say appropriately... not quite. I thought the tail would go there. Like, it's different how I would approach this fight compared to normal. I don't like the difference, personally, but that's, you know, personal taste. So I'm happy with Dreadqueen. Well, I'm content. I'm not happy because I hate fighting it, but... It is weaker than Apex, but that's also because I only ever fought an Apex Rathian in Sunbreak at like anomaly 100 or something. Or higher. I never did like normal Apex Rathian. So maybe that's not a fair example of Apex. But I mean, it wasn't an anomaly version of it. But I think it scales with the level, but maybe it didn't. So it was at least a master rank version, which is generally going to be different from high rank. And it's also technically it's a different monster. Maybe they added more to it because of the faster paced elements in Rise. That's obnoxious. That's annoying. I hate wind. Like, I could not move there. Okay, the poison wears out every time I try to clear it. Just before I clear it. Gotta be at like just the right angle, which is not where I was there. I got lucky. That did not hit me. And like, the time that it hit me, it shouldn't have hit me. But then it kept spinning and it should have hit me then. I'm gonna die. What is it doing? It's just roaring? Yeah, it looks like it's leaving, which is why I was hoping I didn't have to actually heal and I could let some of the health regen. Yeah, I like this Deviant. I don't like fighting it, but I like it. I don't want to waste time. It's better than I expected, which is good. Because frankly, this is now, I'd say 2.5 out of 5? I think this is, yeah, 2.5 out of 5. Or 2.5 out of 4. No, 2.5 out of 5. There's sort of a halfway there. And the remaining deviants that I have already unlocked, there's, come on, stop with the charging. It's the worst attack specific to this. Oh no. It's not the worst attack in the game, it's just annoying. But come on. I hope that eventually they add monster collision on walls. They can't swing their tail when it would clearly hit a wall. So they can't like swing through. So when you run into a wall like that, you're not guaranteed to get stuck because you can't move closer to the wall to avoid anything. That was a quick move. Yeah, more collision stuff would be fun. Eventually a game where they actually care about trees? Ooh, imagine. I think they already do. And I missed. And obviously the tail break or cut is the most valuable, I think, for this. Because it's not the same as Rathalos, in my mind, where flash bombs are super valuable. Because it's always awkward to flash bomb a Rathian. I wonder if this poison does the same amount of damage, just quicker? Like if you were poisoned at full HP with normal poison and this version, would the poison clear at the same HP total? I mean, I guess it's too aggressive to attack it when there's not an explicit opening. But it is always kind of annoying when you go for an attack and it's like, okay, no, I'm gonna get hit. And I'm gonna get hit here, which was greed. I mean, part of the getting hit during attacks is because of the jump hit just takes a lot of time. It doesn't make it feel better, but it is logical and fair. This is also actually it's technically a low rank monster right now, I think. Like, it's not even a high rank monster. Because it's a hunter rank 2 requirement. Which, if it's a Hunter Rank 2 requirement, but it was a high rank monster, that would be poor design, I think. Which, admittedly, village advanced quests are more than a 10-star village, so poor design is not out of their wheelhouse. And poor design is more questionable in that context than poor. I think it is bad. And like it makes the game marginally worse when it's like, oh yeah, here's this quest that, no, you're not expected to do this at this hunter rank, but we give it to you at this hunter rank anyway. It's very silly. That shouldn't have hit anything. That was just a weird wing hitbox, I guess. Why does that roar not roar? Like, shouldn't a roar like that that should have hit me. Shouldn't a roar like that actually do something? Ivy, I'm stuck in a corner. Okay, let's see if I can even escape. If I can't escape just normally, it's not even worth trying in the future. Okay, I think I technically escaped. Because it didn't do any sort of finishing move. So I'm pretty sure that counts as an escape. I think there's some monsters, like, where you actually can't escape fast enough without, like, a dung bomb? Dung pod? Dung bomb? Can't remember. I think it's a dung bomb in this game. And dung pod in Worlds and Wilds? Oh, come on, that's annoying. Just let me throw my paintball. I got greedy, but... yeah, get out of here. I'm gonna go for it, who cares? If I get hit and lose the red, I get hit and lose the red. Like that, because you can totally dodge when they just start charging. Yeah, the instant charges are never fun. Come on, back over here. Back over here. Time to drink some water. Close enough. Yeah. Capturing this would be annoying on the next quest, but... I hate... That's actually a very specific, like, flight movement that monsters do that I don't like. Where it's sort of like a slide and then it moves... That shouldn't poison. Like a weird getting hit by the base of the tail when the poison, like, yes, it releases like a poisonous gas. I guess it poisoned for less, so it was at least a shorter duration poison or shorter damage total poison. I'm not actually sure, which is fair, I think, as long as it's not a full poison. It still looks bad when you get hit by barely by the base of the tail and it still poisons you, but I hate that. I'm just stun locked. I got the reload. Good enough. I can still die right here. Yeah, that like 90-degree and then they move back to be at like I think a set distance from their target. So if you move to try to adjust, it will move even more sometimes, is what it seems like. I don't love that aerial move. I also hate wind. Which is why the Dreadqueen Rathian set would be really nice if it wasn't seemingly impossible for me to hunt right now, just in terms of damage. Maybe not impossible, but very difficult. Which upgrading weapons would probably be helpful. Or maybe making an elementally appropriate weapon would be good. I think normal Rathalos is weak to dragon, so maybe I could beat it more easily if I had a dragon weapon. But I can definitely get at least one upgrade on this version of this weapon, maybe two even. And two would actually be a lot of attack. And maybe some affinity, but it would be a lot better. I should check the upgrades for the Oxa switch. See what upgrades are available. So I'm pretty sure I'm at level 3. Okay, so there's Glavenus Pyroshell Plus, which I might be able to do to get to level 5. I think there needs to be a fair amount of grinding, but I would be able to gain a fairly small amount of white sharpness, 30 raw, and that would be the only improvement. 30 raw is a lot, or it's a reasonably large amount. I mean, it's almost 20% more, which if a hunt takes 50 minutes, let's say I was close to beating it, I would save 10 minutes, so that is actually a lot. And then the sharpness itself is an improvement as well. I wish these trees kept me safe, but I don't trust. Like, they can definitely charge straight through trees. I wish they couldn't, or if they did it would break, but this is an old game, so it makes sense. This feels like it should almost be over by now, but it's not. And I'm hit, because that was unavoidable because of air pressure. Yeah, 20% more from Baron Defiance would be pretty good. It's also not quite 20%, because 30 over 150 would be 20%. Not 30, 160, but it's a pretty big improvement. White sharpness is, I think, a fairly large improvement over blue, but it's also a very short white bar that's probably not going to be upkept for long enough to be a huge improvement. There's also the Dishes axe that I could try to switch to with the... that I could get to a 180 plus 20 with better white sharpness and 2. I wasn't paying attention. Which might be better if I could do it. I would need Hyper Hunter 2. Which might be doable. I don't know if I have any hyper monsters yet. And to get the level 3 version of that, I would need Hyper Hunter 3. Which might be super difficult. And I need Hyper Sergio skills. So, that sound was weird. So while that switch axe seems to me like it should be better, trading 10 raw for 10% affinity, which is effectively 2.5 raw per 100. So it's like 4.5 raw, so it's 184 instead of 190. Because it's only 10, so it's, yeah, 184, 10% instead of 190, 10%. But it has 2 decoration slots. I don't know. I guess if I'd gone sideways, I could have been fine there. I've gone through a ton of mega potions, but that's because of poison, I think. I'm not clearing the poison quickly, because by the time I can consume the antidote, it will clear itself. And I'm not good enough to not get hit, so I can't rely on natural regen. I kind of wish natural regen was only cancelled for the like red bar. The red bar was only killed by like big enough hits and dots. Like burn plus poison at the same time still destroys you. But okay, I need to change the setup because I'm missing a honey still. But yeah, burn and poison still destroys you, but like a weak little bull fango running into you doesn't destroy your healing potential after you're poisoned. Like, it's part of the game, it's just how it has worked, I assume, forever, but it's just kind of annoying. Because it basically just means, no, I think even if you are amazing, you'll still occasionally just have a random bullfango show up and charge you for no reason. Completely unpredictable. Not completely unpredictable, you could be rotating your camera 180 degrees constantly. Like 180 check, 180 back, fight the monster, keeping an eye on random bullfangos. But I don't know. I feel like it would be. It's also exists so that the red health is harder to recover because you take any damage, even if it's a meaningless tiny bit. It's like it makes sense, sort of, I think. But it just, I don't know. It would be more fun if there was more of an incentive to try to let the red health actually regen a little bit. Like, I think red health regen would be nice. Which this stuff, recovery up and all that, is there to I have one in my inventory now because it's take items, not that, because I was button mashing because I was bored. That was very long. Yeah, okay. I wanted to check. Hyper Sergio scale can be gotten in Hub 7-star. That's far away, and it's a hub quest. That's not happening anytime soon. Hyper Hunter 3 can be gotten... Okay, hypers are all hub quests. Nightmare. Well, none of those are happening anytime soon then. Which means that I probably stick with this version of the Switch Axe and just try to max it. I don't have good decorations, I guess. I can definitely craft some, but 2 decoration slots doesn't feel... Also, they're telling me to fight a Threadgios with the rewards plus, but... Well, I didn't use the flash bombs at all, and I won't this time, so... I need to set up this stuff better. I really do. I keep putting it off. Bring a max potion. Oh, yep. Bring antidotes. Maybe I should start bringing Psycho Serums if I have 308 of them. I ate. Right? Yep. And this should go. I guess this should go. I really need to get a better charm. I'm still running a gluttony charm or whatever. Because it was the only one that gave a skill. It's still probably the only charm that would definitely give a skill right now. Oh shoot, I need to go to visit Kokoto, or whatever that village is called. I'm checking zone 4-5 before I use the Psycho Serum. If it's not in either of those, I can probably guess where it would be after that, but at that point I can use the Psycho Serum. And the better path, in my opinion, is 3-4-5 instead of going through 6, because 6 you need to climb. And climbing upwards is a real pain. Because it's so slow. But this will go probably the exact same as the last one. And if I forget to capture it, I'm probably not playing this game for another week. Because it's not a fun monster. And if I forget to capture it, I'll have to fight it again. In theory. But I won't want to, and it won't, but I'll just be done with this game. I wonder if it's worth diving roars like that sometimes. I'm thinking about it. The remaining Deviants, 2 of them I hate, and I'm definitely using a switch axe, but if there's 1 or 2 others that I've already unlocked that I'm not predisposed to disliking because of their base monsters, I should probably try a different weapon. I really should. Not Insect Glaive, because as much as I love that weapon in general, I hate this monster. This is actually the same reason I hate Yen Garuga. Just, oh, it roars, it wind pressures, it roars, it wind pressures. You can't do anything. And it's just frustrating. And I'm dead. I want to quit. I'm restarting the hunt because I lose the food buff, and it will take longer than restarting. But CC into Wind Blast is just like several seconds of you can't do anything, and it's frustrating. The death there, I think, was, I mean, it was unfortunate that I got stunned, because I don't like this game's system of stun. Because I'm pretty sure it is just random chance that increases as you get hit. Compared to, I don't know about World. I think World is the same as Rise, but I'm not confident. But I'm pretty sure Rise is basically, if you get hit, like all within some amount of time, you're guaranteed to be stunned on that third hit. Unless you have the stun resistance. Or immunity. Yeah, this is Nargacuga. I'm definitely not doing Nargacuga with a weapon I'm not comfortable with. So I guess I'm doing all these with Switch Axe. But yeah. This game is like, I don't think I got hit. I got hit twice in a row, I think. Which isn't ideal, and being stunned is part of it, but I'm pretty sure it was only twice. I feel like I should check. Maybe read how stun works in this game. Can you figure out? Because it's different. I don't care about stunt cannon. Maybe it isn't random and it's just more aggressive than in Rise, and you can get stunned if you get hit twice in a row. Great timing. Oh, and this is the area where you can't really see consistently where it is because of the fact that there's a cloud there. Oh, it better not be in Zone 9. Because I'm already in a negative mood because I don't like the monster in general. I respect it as a deviant. If it's in Zone 9, the worst zone for a flying monster, this is going to be annoying and I am going to want to quit. Yep, it's the worst zone for flying monsters. They really shouldn't spawn here if their wings won't fit in the hallway. Because physically, they won't be able to do what they end up doing. Because there's walls that their wings and tails would hit. I don't think Wilds, based on the beta thing, I don't think Wilds actually cares about logic like that. I don't have any antidote. But the poison wore out already because it's a super fast poison. Wrong consumable. I thought I was on the first aid vent. I guess I wasn't. Not the end of the world, I have 2 more traps, but... Well, actually, technically I have 3 more traps. And also the camera's messy because I'm stuck close to a wall, so it's not actually doing what it's supposed to do in these. Yeah, because I'm near a wall, it doesn't do the proper camera moves to indicate that like the camera moves are the easiest indication of how you're supposed to react, as opposed to the color, because the camera generally changes before the color does. So if you react to the camera, you can actually avoid getting affected by that, like, roar into airborne into an attack is annoying. Well, a waste of a trap was a waste of a trap, but... yeah, this is one of the worst areas in the entire game, because they shouldn't be here. Because they physically can't do what they do in that hallway. I shouldn't move forward there. Okay, I don't know. I guess I'd just spam rolled. I would have been fine. Back I go. And there's no point in trying to use an antidote because the poison will tick before I finish it. Wow, just drink 3. Much easier. And it's flying away. Probably. I think I hate this map. Just because of Zone 9 and flying monsters. I just think it's not properly implemented if they have flying monsters showing up in Zone 9. That was unpredictable because I think the clear tell that the Velocidrome was trying to jump. Oh no, it just has a different high rank attack where it does like 2 scratchy attacks and then jumps. I didn't know it did that. Cool. And worthless, because why would you want to hunt a Velocidrome? I'm hit. I should have been hit, I think. Why would you want to hunt a Velocidrome in high rank? But I hate charges. I don't know. I hate that they can shoot through trees. I'm in a bad mood because I don't like this monster to begin with, because I'm not a fan of the various poison elements that it works with, but that then highlights when they shoot fireballs through trees that I can't walk through, but they can walk through. Which is just issues with it being an old game, and therefore they had no reason to bother with proper hitboxes and stuff on trees, because why should they? I'm probably doomed. Yeah, that was, I think, impossible to escape at that point, because if I'd gone left, maybe I was fine, but... maybe that makes Velocidrome one of the most dangerous... anything with a grab like that, one of the most dangerous, like, side monsters, because if you get grabbed, you can get comboed in unfortunate ways. Okay, that sounds like a tail cut, which is surprising. See, the camera. It's gonna change, except it's gonna be in a tree, but it changes so it actually indicates to prepare. But for some reason when you're near a wall, and they don't want to shove the camera through a wall, it makes it impossible to predict what's about to happen, other than the camera behaving weirdly. But it's the camera behaving weirdly, not the camera behaving in a way that it's supposed to when it's changing. Just leave. It's flying, no point. I have to wait till it lands. Hopefully it lands by now. Move. It's a fun quirk of aerial style weapons, where you try to dodge, but then it moves in the way, and you jump instead of getting where you're trying to go. Which is always unfortunate. Especially when you randomly clip a wing that you really shouldn't clip, because the wing's hitbox is not where it's supposed to be, or the wing is invisible for whatever reason. Okay, zone 2 is okay. Any zone but zone 9 is fine. The music switch is pretty good. I think that's the best thing about Velocidrome's music. It's... Wait, yeah, clearly I didn't cut the tail. I hurt the tail. Maybe it's a tail break, not a tail cut. Because I don't think this... I guess maybe I could have broken... No, I didn't break the back. Or the torso is what it would actually be. That's kind of annoying. That was a wing. I don't think I should have broken the wing earlier. When it was like the tail animation, when I was hitting a tail. That's kind of annoying. Just a little chain of events there. I pressed... Okay, you can't drink when you're low stamina. And you can't move, because I basically never go to 0 stamina, so I guess that's what happened there. You have to sit there panting until you get to full. Or if you try to drink when you're at 0 stamina? It does that, maybe? Or like you try to do an action that consumes or requires stamina when at 0 stamina. Except it doesn't do that if you try to roll when you're at 0 stamina. I have to... that's not what I meant, but that's really paying attention. Yep. Actually, that's a pretty good tell. I stood up automatically there, which is actually kind of an interesting tell that, no, you're stunned. Well, I can't leave now because that's enough progress, and because I quit the last hunt, I don't have max potions, I don't have those. You know what? I guess I'll try. But I want to quit because I hate capture quests, I hate this monster, because I'm not a fan of poison, I'm not a fan of Rathian in general. It's not a worse version. It is a more difficult version of Rathian, which doesn't make it more fun when I don't enjoy Rathian to begin with. It might even be a more annoying version of Rathian, because it has more, like, wind pressure. I think everything wind pressure is annoying. It's not actually garbage. That's sort of my opinion on it. I hate wind pressure as an effect. Kind of like I hate ground tremor as an effect. I definitely can't collect enough of those for it to be worthwhile. Okay. Let's hope that this is fine. I'm just not enjoying this monster. Well, I don't know. I guess the last two monsters I fought were kind of enjoyable. Though, Hermitor was also kind of boring because it was just a Hermitor. So I guess I've only fought one monster that I actually enjoyed. And it wasn't a super enjoyable monster because it was still mostly a Lagombi. I can just sit here because it won't move where I want it to move. Because I just need it to not be near the other zones. Because yeah, it's kind of one of those... Actually, no. There are some issues in Sunbreak with monsters and zone changes, because if you go too far towards another zone, they tether back to the zone they're supposed to be in, which is obnoxious, and it isn't fun when they just randomly run back to the center of the zone because, hey, this isn't where I'm supposed to be, despite the fact that it's an arbitrary distinction. I want to see if there's anything like that super definitively can explain how stun works. Because maybe it isn't that Rise has 3-hit stun. It just seems like it's 3-hit stun. Yes, because that's totally dodgeable after the wind pressure. I could flash bomb it if I wasn't trying to not die. I'm glad it hit. I'm actually surprised that it did. Oh yeah. It's a flash, it's not an end of mount, so the duration is super short. Except this stays flashed for a long time compared to Rathalos. And not even Dread King, just Rathalos. Because Rathalos seems to Well, I guess this is still technically a low rank, even if it feels like it should be a high rank monster. Because it's the Deviant, so it's harder, but like... I think this is Hunter rank 2 accessible, which is too low, I think. Please don't. Of course. I have to wait till I can move it away from this corner. Move this way, please. Thank you. Oh, that. I love when an attack targets my Palico, but I get caught in the crossfire. I think that would be fun. Maybe I should look for a skill to lower aggro on my Palico, so they don't draw aggro ever. Which, like, probably is worse overall, but less potentially frustrating. Because consistency is helpful. Because I'm pretty sure there's skills that increase their aggro, so there better be ones that decrease. You herbivores. I love poison as a status. I actually don't hate it. I'm dead. To the poison. I love poison as a status effect. I don't hate it. It's just, I much prefer fire. Because poison, you can recover red health, which is almost worthless because you can't most of the time. Because you're gonna get hit if you're me. So poison and fire. Fire is better because it drains red health first. So if you get hit by a Velocidrome, you get red health, and then the fire burns the red health. So you don't just auto die because the Velocidrome jumps you while you're stunned. I miss being able to actually have stun resist reliably in Rise. I got stun resist, I think, by high rank, partway through high rank, and then never again did I have to deal with stuns, except when I messed up on my decoration collection and was missing a level of stun resist, and I got stunned occasionally. But I just don't have the way decorations work in this game. It's not reliable. I can't just have stun resist. It's reliable. Okay, come on. I don't think a tail can go that far in any physical universe. I love monsters running into invisible walls and sliding along them. It's another one of my favorite parts of these games. Where they run, they slide sideways, and then they slide back in to hit you. When they really should be running into a wall and not sliding. They should stop running when they run into a wall. I'm just frustrated. It is all tilt. Lament. Because if I didn't cart so quickly on the first attempt, I would have max potions with me. Because I forgot to reset the setup because I wanted to start fighting the monster as fast as possible. which is rushing and it should have paid attention. But it's tilting to get stunned just at the start of a fight after getting wind blasted, roared into wind pressure into attack that probably was dodgeable. I can't remember if it was dodgeable or not. Right at the start of a hunt before you can even paintball the monster. It's tilting. So getting back into it faster is like, oh, just get it over with. And then you forget to bring antidotes because you're rushing to get back into it and the items that you're using isn't correct. You forget to bring max potions because of the same reason. And therefore it's harder than it has to be. Combined with tilt. Makes it not good. Just that tail spins way more than it should. Spins is not right. Bends, reaches further than it should. Like if I am... That's the wrong item. Don't you charge me. If I am standing half a... I guess this doesn't have any of that, okay. If I'm standing, I don't know, half a tail length away to the side of a monster, I don't think their tail should be able to reach me. Maybe it makes sense. With how Nargacuga's tail stretches, okay, I hate that attack. That one's extra frustrating. Like, with how Nargacuga has a stretchy tail, I really don't trust any of the tails in this game. I don't trust that they're not garbage with how they stretch to hit you when they shouldn't be able to. I don't have any trust in the game anymore. And that's its own fault. Once it establishes, hey, yeah, Nargacuga has a stretchy tail that extends for no real reason, it just stretches, instantly it's like, okay, maybe Rathian's tail stretches when it does the sideways swipe. Like, what's the monster? There's the rubber flash monster. That one, it's actually fair that its tail stretches, because it's rubbery. It makes sense aesthetically. Nargacuga's a cat. Cats don't stretch in that way. So, I'm against a wall. And I got lucky that there was no wind. No, don't target my cat. That makes it so much more confusing. Okay, that's the end. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.